always the evil one will win. The more people are divided, the more the relationship is affected. Who is winning? This is not boycotting. People sometimes say boycotting. Always, every fight that you fight, unless at the end of the day you gain something out of it, you lose. It's not worth to fight unless you have a goal objective at the end of the day to accomplish. Or what you accomplish, what someone accomplished at the end of the day is to reap a negative thing, a consequence. If people consider that as a gaining or a positive points or whatever, that's being deceiving themselves. So, the third objective that the devil have, to lead you into false teaching. He will do everything he can to keep us from the light of the truth and to lure us into greater darkness. This person has done all those 3 points. He preach, advocate, breaking unity. Don't associate with this church, don't associate with these people. That's breaking the unity. He's trying to make people lead into a different direction, to go into the dark. Like I say in the DC comics. People, look, the way Abiy Ahmed turned into himself. From the day he came into, he appeared to the Ethiopian people, and now, that's what they want you to go through. And the same person who says in his video, no association with this and that, is teaching a false teaching. There is no unity, there is no success in division, in hatred. What we reap, what we sow, if it's hatred, prejudice, chaos. Don't expect a good result. Don't expect a cone if you see this a weight. So this is a false teaching. So all those 3 points he has already within that package of message he has in the video, has addressed it. I'm sure those are those caretakers, those people wants to get to your phone, targeting the people of Tigray. Pay attention. That's why we act quickly on that, so that the evil one wouldn't take you on the dark side. People are lucky if they have somebody who will see it through and confront them or say, no, you are on the wrong direction. If there are people like that, 1 or 2 or 3, whatever, then how people wouldn't be a victim. They might not see it, but if other people have seen it and take the responsibility and the initiative and say, they might come around. But so that's why when we see the wrongs, we say it as it is. I'm a person who doesn't sugarcoat. I don't go through the bushes. I see it as it is bluntly. Because for me, the importance is I don't speak for people's feelings, but for their characters, because they will benefit them. If they go to the dark, the other one who's going to be hurt or affected. So the reason what helps me, and the other things that helps me is character teaching and being trained, that helps me how to combat warfare, and also forgiveness. The time when she taught, there was only one person that my heart was a little bit hard. Whenever I think of this person, I was angry. He hasn't done anything directly to me, personally actually, but it was my friend's father, the way he handled situations with my friend. She was my classmate, was a little bit abusing physically. Because of that, I was upset. But after I learned that lesson, I kneel down and cry and forgive and let go. The moment I do that, it's compassion that replaces that. I feel sorry for the person afterwards. So the power of forgiveness is also, it's not between you and the person. God will judge whatever the person might harm you, but it's not your responsibility. The word of God says, revenge is mine. Otherwise, he will break you. You'll put yourself in a cage, in a prison. Liberate yourself by being forgiveness. The beneficiary, the number one, the first beneficiary in doing forgiveness is yourself, nobody else. If you want a healthy life, if you want a free life, forgive. Number one, that's the benefit. Second, we as a people, all of us make mistakes. That doesn't mean liberating people to do any crime is okay. But there is also a law, a rule of law to go in that. But if you turn like other people, experiences, situations change you to hate, to bitterness, you will destroy yourself. So forgiveness is a freedom ticket by choice toward yourself, toward your mind. And a lot of people for decades they harbor anger, unforgiving spirits that they hold. It really is damaging. So the reason why the situation in our country, what's going on, people couldn't see it is if you have holding any grudges or entertaining any prejudice or hatred, you can't see it. Because hatred, whatever makes you, is focusing on yourself. If you have a pride, ego issue, if you are kind of a puffed up, you want to only focusing that your fame, your image, or your ego, whatever, you are focusing on yourself. You can't see it. So, a heart issue, people with a good heart, people with a free mind that's not occupied with this, anger, whatever, can't see it. If you have a lack of knowledge, you can't see it because of that lack of knowledge would be a barrier to understand the situation. All those things, cumulative. That's why our people can't understand what exactly is the root cause. We focus on the things that's not the root cause. And as long as we don't deal with the root cause, our problem will exist and will affect us. Rather, instead of the problem, we create another problem by dividing ourselves. So the others, for the 25 years, I have one of the greatest teacher, my spiritual father, I would say, the Czech's window. He says three things that I apply. Be equipped. In every area in your life. If you are a farmer, what does a farmer need? If you are an artist, what does an artist need? If you are a teacher, if you are a sibling to operate among your family, be equipped for relationship, for your productivity, for your achievement. Be equipped. A farmer needs its instruments to plow, everything. Be ready. Be equipped. Knowledge-wise, practical, whatever. And stay enthusiastic. The second one, stay enthusiastic. While you are being equipped and doing whatever you're doing, do it with enthusiasm. And number three is through Whatever you start, finish it. Along the way in the road, there will be a challenge. Being a novel character, it takes work, a hard work. So all this, to finish it, to accomplish your mission, whatever vision or goal, the three, you just check yourself. Where are you at? Are you equipped? What do you lack? Like we say, if you don't know the Word of God, if you don't have the knowledge, you can see the scheme of the evil one, the hidden agenda against our people and against our country. Knowledge is important, but it will be important if you have it first, in the first place, and second, if you apply it. Knowledge will be useless unless we apply it and we become beneficiary or to sort out our problems. So be equipped. You don't know how to play chess? Be equipped yourself and learn how to play a chess. One of the purposes of knowing how to play a chess is, especially as we go through in the war, to understand if we take a move and what will be the next move by our opponents. You know? If we make a bad move or our opponents are making us a bad move, we are going through the defeat. So always be equipped to be a good chess player, to make the best move always. That will lead to success. Be equipped to know the arts of war, knowing your enemies, the strengths, the weakness. Where do you find them? The media. The media is our enemy's platform. So whenever you go in there, if you're expecting something positive, you are on the wrong terrain and you will be surrendered easily. You are not equipped to combat yourself from the message that's throwing at you, to hammer you, that's targeting your mind, to deceive you and divide you and conquer you. Be equipped. All the knowledge is necessary. Your history knowledge, people who doesn't be equipped with history knowledge, they couldn't see it. Because the patterns, the way it unfolds, if we see, look back in the history, this is just a repetition. So we'll prepare you, will make you be aware. What has happened before is, you can predict what the next move is. The historians can predict. Your psychological and emotional understanding, be equipped. It's easy for people to just get up and speak up, since the technology is giving that opportunity, free opportunity for people to become their own authors and publishers, to say, hey, don't marry this and don't marry that if you establish family, whatever. People are insensitive. They don't even care for what their words, because they are focusing on themselves. If those people are not marrying other than maybe Tigray or other, it's not their business, because they will not be affected. So they will be considerate for others. So they focus on themselves. The more people are focusing on themselves, the more tend to the dark side. It's okay if they go on their own, but they want to drag us down to that road. So you have to say no when you are equipped. This is wrong, you could say. You wouldn't be deceived and go along with the problem. So Chuck is also my favorite spiritual teacher for the last 25 years. That makes me equipped through his insight for living, giving me lives and wisdom and insights. The other thing is exposure. integration. I'm a free spirited, I thank God and my family. I'm being raised free, independent. At the age of 9, I used to travel within locally on my own. Through the city bus, that builds my confidence. I'm a well-integrated person. I respect people as who they are, because they are human beings or human beings. The rest is, for me, it's not an issue. Whether their ethnicity, language, or belief system, that is theirs. I respect that. But that's not an issue to base my relationship. So because of that, I'm a very I integrate well. My friends, I love them today. There's a lot of Muslim, I really admire their mind. If you notice, during this time, you don't find a lot of people, Muslim people, who open their mouths in a very, what can I say, very undermine or medical way, kind of a tit-for-tat style. Even those people are not educated. A very limited words they use. Even those people in the Middle East who work, who might not have a fortune to get the education, that spiritual life they have, they don't exercise unlike other people. So they use their mind instead of their heart. Their spiritual life is governing them. They live out, they practice what they face. They are not easily shaken. They participate. But going through this hatred and extremism, that division, you wouldn't find that. I personally, that's how I see it. I have lots of friends. I have lots of Orthodox friends. I have lots of Oromo friends. I have all kinds of people, which I'm blessed. That's how I see it. The friendship I have goes past through seasons, challenging moments. The people change is fine. But me, because I don't have that kind of mentality, I don't have any hatred in my DNA, in my fiber of who I am. I thank my family, whom I have fed me, nurtured me through the power of love. Before I know even God and understand God and the love of God, I learn about love in my own household, through my family, through my siblings. So I touch it. And there's no hatred. Integration, exposure, whether it's locally or internationally, is very, very important. It will give you a chance to understand other people's culture, values, and also you learn from other people. And also at the time of your whatever you want to need, those people will be your resource for whatever wants to understand or wants to support of any ideas or networking that to solve a problem at hand. Learning from history, like I said, and it helps you. So, and setting a standard for myself is helping me. And people, unless we confirm to their own taste, to their own likes, to their own perception, people can say, oh no, to the relationship. They might reject people. And people, because as a people who wants to be accepted and loved, we tend to be confirmed, even though we don't like it. I'm a very independent person. I respect other values, but if people oppose me to be confirmed, I have a right for that to say no. And this has also helped me and to have also a standard. What's your standard? Throughout the Bible, we have lessons, people's experience, characters, traits. I'm not comparing myself with others to compete, but I'm a student who challenge myself to imitate those who have it, or a good strategy like Nehemiah from the Bible. Nehemiah doesn't waste time. At the right time, he's a good strategist, using the time, and even with a sense of urgency. A wise woman like Mary, she's a very good, teachable woman, patient, a wisdom, a wise one. If you have something, she doesn't just broadcast it. She chooses to whom to share. She's wise, even though she traveled long. So doesn't make it like a woman or whatever, a small or whatever, to she's a wise woman. A man of excellence like Daniel, who excels in everything tenfold. What's your standard? Is your standard what the Ethiopian media is catering you? You fall into it. But if you are like a Daniel who excels tenfold, you will be the game changer. A beautiful, courageous woman with a great leadership capability like Esther, who takes risks also. A woman of strength and dignity. We have all the resources from those who have done it. Yes, it can be done. A man who loves others and accepts them unconditionally. A man of patience, forgiveness, a good friend, great mentor, teacher, counselor, a healer, a good judge. A man who doesn't act and react. When he speaks with all his authority and dunamis, all the difference that he makes. A man who is not arrogant, puffed up and bluffed up, who has it all. A man who demonstrates humbleness and exhibited the unleashed dunamis power through meekness, because meekness is not weakness. Meekness is a power hold, though you have the right and the ability, but you hold that power even though you have it. A man of sorrow, acquainted with grief. Christ is my personal model that I look up to, that I try to imitate. When you learn the character traits from those people and try to imitate them, even in a tiny way, you are already assured any battle you fight will end in favor of you. Because you're not going to fight with your enemy's terms and conditions. You already equipped yourself to excel, to elevate yourself with your standard. 10 double forward, later on 10 double forward, if you are 2, 3 double forward, from the mentality of our society, you are a winner. You know how to provide the solution or your perspective how to approach the situation. You cannot remain noble like Jabez. You cannot be lonely, isolated, or end up being small. That shrinks wither with being noble above your brothers comes enlarging of your territory, expansion, advancement, a blessing. Not only enlarging your territory physically, but also more importantly, enlarging your mentality, your perspectives in lives, your quality of networks, peoples with whom you associate. In this globalized arena we are in, business is all about networking. So that's solution development. The better network you have, the more solution you can deliver. The more people you know, the more you can expedite it to accomplish your goal. Networking is key to your success. So it's very, very important. That's part of the benefits that you enlarge your borders. If I go to Timbuktu or Bhutan, Iran or Afghanistan, Slovak or Lesotho, St. Vincent in the Caribbean or Nicaragua in Central America, etc. I have good people. Not just casual friends, close friends. This is not a bragging platform, and I'm not bragging. This is a shared life experience platform for others to benefit from this resource that I'm sharing. What works and what doesn't work. What can help you and what cannot. While we are teaching Tigray people, being a noble is a source of strength that helps them to win, and somebody from that area comes and said, division, let alone to enlarge your borders, you will shrink it. That's what the message is as a person is saying. So you have to say, red flag, no to this, because that's not going to benefit anyone. So remaining being noble will enlarge your borders and gives you more success. Therefore, no matter the storm slaps you, tosses you, and challenges you, your heart hold on to anchor. Hold on to your anchor of novelty. Don't let your novelty depend on so and so person, what he does or what she does or not do. Your novelty you have to protect. The enemy comes to steal because it's a thief. The enemy comes to destroy unity because it comes to destroy. The enemy is a killer of love, unity, a blessing, a laughter, a joy. So you have to be careful. Don't let go of that and give in to conform to that of others who are already in the dark side by dividing, by, with those enticing informations, it changed to that prejudice and extreme hatred. Don't do that. Who act and react by focusing on themselves and be a slave of themselves with their prejudice, hatred, and division. The past that ruins their lives, makes them misery, and multiply the existing sufferings and steals the joy of life from them and miss out big time. Again, to all the Tigrayan people and everybody for that matter, no matter the current situation and at all the challenges that accompany with it, do not fall into harboring bitterness or resentments towards others or any sign of a negative pride, ego, because that's the root of sin. If you have ego and pride entertained, it will take you all the way of all the sins to do. So hold on, tame that For this will destroy your nobility, not only nobility, it will destroy you as a nation, as a people, as an individual. The good in you will be gone, that makes you who you are. The hidden power that makes you a winner, not a loser. So say no to hatred and division. No, be there. In one of the famous karate movie, The Wonderful Coach, Mr. Miyagi said, no, be there. No, be there, Daniel-san. The best way not to get punched is not to be there where the fist to punch exists or stretched to hit you. If you cannot avoid being where the fist is, then redirect the direction of the fist. No, be there. Guns N' Roses said, civil war. We don't want a civil war. But the war for the last 3 years is targeting our mind first. What is not being defeated that has been targeted our mind is a leftover that's now on the ground, on the combat, that is taking our civilized lives, our families, our people, our nation. So all this subtly, our enemies here and there put in a seed, it grows. People unity divide. People turn into darkness. They are lobbyists. Whatever peaceful, whatever institution they call it, is a lobbyist institution or structure. The lady who's appointed on that, she's a lobbyist. They are mercenaries. The church is broken. Our whatever we have, our land, our people, is being taken, captured. So like Kearta said, we are in a warfare, spiritual warfare. Put on the full armor of God. All the information, positive knowledge you have, history, spiritual, how to play chess. All this together, if you put it together, bring it from here and there, from the knowledge, whatever you have, from your childhood. This is very important to protect your mind and the mind of others. And that way we can win this battle. Only that way we can be overcome and be